Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex and this is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight from New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. Hey, guess who's there, ladies and gentlemen? That's Albert Reynoso. How are you, Albert?
I'm good. How are you, Alex?
Well, not so good.
Oh, I had to ask that, didn't I?
You had to ask. Yesterday I'm walking down the street with Marjorie.
You left the house. Well, that's a good start.
That was a bad idea.
Oh, well, sorry.
And as I'm walking, I trip and take a horrible fall.
I've seen you stumble, but I've never seen you fall.
Hit my
I
head.
see you have a black and blue on your hand there.
Do I have it on my hand? No. No, I don't.
On the bottom of your hand?
No.
On the side there, on the side.
On the side.
Yeah, look at that.
I didn't notice that. You're right.
Huge black and blue, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
You don't feel it?
No, but I also hit myself on the head. And I can't show you, I have these two giant bruises on my leg, for blood bruises from scraping the pavement. Okay. Wow. And my knee is just shot.
What does that mean, shot?
I can't walk. It's horrible. I mean,
I'm sure you can walk, but it's probably painful.
It's painful, yeah. Okay. And I'm sure it will get better, you know.
It will.
But it's not good, you know. And then on top of that, my camera keeps going out. So if it does, I just have to shift over to another camera.
Oh, you got problems, boy. Wow. You're one of the people in the world with the most problems I've ever heard of.
How about it, huh? Huh? How about it? So I'm sitting here, I'm fine. But if I stand up and the leg just stings, you know.
Then don't stand up.
Yeah. But I don't think I broke anything. I don't think I, did anything like that. But yeah, I didn't notice that. Thank you for telling me. My friends can tell me when I have bruises.
It's hideous.
No, it's not hideous.
It's pretty hideous. It's very black and blue.
Wow. Yeah. I fell down on the hand. Usually my hands get it, although this one should have gotten it more, this one. But because I put my hands on when I'm falling, you know. But apparently I think what I did is I wrenched my knee, you know. And
you wrenched your knee.
I wrenched my knee.
The last time I heard that phrase was playing
what?
What is that game where you used to fish for the different parts of the body, and if you hit the thing wrong, it would buzz?
What was that called again? It's
the last time I heard something was wrenched. I think it was the wrenched ankle.
Oh, the wrenched ankle? I see. Okay. But, I mean, what was that game called? It was called...
It's at the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
Yeah, you can't remember either. Well, then you're as bad as I am.
Not nearly.
What do you mean, not nearly?
Because I don't have these problems falling down and bruising myself and wrenched knee and all this.
Well, I was with Marjorie and I was holding her hand because we kind of hold each other's hands when we're walking down the street because as old people, it kind of helps if something happens.
That's cute.
I was holding on to her, but apparently she didn't hold me very well and I just went down. So
or maybe she said, I'm letting go, otherwise he's going to take me down with him.
Yeah, but this is only the third fall I think I've taken in about 3 years. Took one up the street outside of the pharmacy.
Why are you falling all the time? That's not normal.
Well, have you seen the sidewalks in this town?
Oh, but I've seen you walk, and you walk very poorly. First of all, you don't move your arms. Secondly, you pick up your feet very little, almost at a shuffle. So I'm not surprised that you catch the edge of a curb or something.
Yeah.
What you have to do a little more to protect yourself, like walk with your feet being picked up.
And I have to learn to move the arms like the
Your
person.
arms at your side, so
like
your
the
balance
woman
is
on
proper.
Seinfeld, remember?
Whatever it is, yeah. You don't walk with your arms moving. That's not good.
Marjorie says I don't either. Yeah.
She's right. We've all said that for years.
But what does it matter?
You fell down 3 times in a year. That's what it matters.
How would doing this stop me from falling?
It helps your balance. That's why we move our arms when we walk. So we have a better balance one side to the other.
That could be.
As far as I can tell in the slim logic that exists in there, you know. And you should be fortunate.
Are you saying I have slim logic?
No, that was my slim logic.
Oh, your slim logic. Okay.
You should really feel fortunate that you haven't, hurt yourself in a bigger way than that, because, a lot of people fall and they have brittle bones now, and they at that age, and they break a hip or something, which takes a long time to heal.
Yeah, I don't want to break a hip. That's too old people stuff.
Yeah, well, falling down 3 times in a year is old people stuff too. So pick your feet up and move your arms.
Well,
man.
no, not in a year. Over about 3 years, maybe 4 years. I did a big fall. I can't remember.
Still not normal. Still not normal.
Up the street, and then when did I do the other fall? Oh, I did a fall on Broadway. I stumbled over a curb.
Did you get applause? Yay!
No, I didn't get applause.
Do a curtain call? But do it again.
When you're my age, everybody comes to help. Can we help the old man?
Yeah.
Very nice guy yesterday helped me up, and he said, "Do you want to sit down and can we do anything for you?" And I said, "No." I said, "I just want to walk," and then all of a sudden I noticed my leg was hurting. You're
very lucky, because a lot of people don't help people anymore because they're scared of litigation.
Yeah, no, these. In fact, there were 2 people, and Marjorie just sat around watching. Yeah. Oh yeah, he falls.
Well,
like
next
that.
time it happens, if they look wealthy, then you can,
Well, I want to go.
Why did you touch me? Look what you did to me.
I want to go on I want to go on vacations.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to walk. That would be nice if I can walk.
Let me suggest you get the little cart they have at Walmart and places like that.
Costco.
Yeah, the Costco cart.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. So we're planning. We're looking for vacations. We're looking for vacations.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm looking for now is I saw villas for rent for a week. In Italy or France. And they come at about, $5,000 a week. I mean, some of them are very expensive. Some of them you pay $45,000 for the week, but we're not looking at those. All right,
$5,000 a week seems pretty reasonable.
But even the one at $5,000 a week, it says holds 10 people.
Let me know when to make the flight reservations.
That's what I'm saying. We'll rent the villa for ourselves, and you can come, and who else can I invite? I'll probably invite Lori, because she and her husband love taking trips, and we can all come stay at Villa Bennett.
Villa Bennett. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Either I'll take that, or you let me house sit for you while you're gone. One or the other, because then I can visit with my daughter as well.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather be in Italy, in a villa with me? Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have said.
Toss the coin. Either way.
I shouldn't have said with me.
I don't mind you. I'm used to you already. Many people, they can't stand you because they've never met you and don't have the experience. But I know what I'm in for, so it's okay for me.
Well, would you care to tell those people who only have to do with me on the internet, for instance, on our shows,
mm-hmm.
or watch it, what type of person I really am?
No, I wouldn't care to do that.
Really? Why?
No.
Why? Because then I'll rescind my.
We only have a half an hour. First of
all, and I might rescind my invitation to Italy.
No. That doesn't matter. I mean, if you want me to tell them, I'll give them the story. But there's no need. You're a wonderful host, as is your wife. Tremendous people, and aside from your need for affirmation, everything else is fine.
What do you mean my need for affirmation?
You always come around and ask about how did I do this? How was this? How was that? How was this?
Well, you
You
see,
need,
the only reason I ask those questions is
but
because,
you do. You see, you just admitted it. You
but
just
I
admitted
can't
you do.
answer them for myself
But you don't
because
need
I'm
to
not
know.
observing me. Like I asked my wife, "Does it look like I'm walking okay?" And she
What do you
said,
care? What do you care if
"Well,
I'm?
because
Who says that? Does it look like I'm walking?
I've been having trouble walking lately, and I just want to know that it looks okay."
If you're having trouble walking, do what a lot of people do. Get yourself a cane or something to help you. That's why we have the cane.
We have
To
a
prevent
cane
you
in the
from
house, and
falling.
I tried it, and I don't like it.
Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. You need to use it because you keep going down. That's only my small-minded opinion.
Okay, if you say so.
Listen, I was thinking
What?
when you first asked to do this, we talked about having this wonderful thing now that we always wanted, which was the picture phone, the video phone, whatever it's called.
We called it the video phone. That's what
Right.
they used to call it.
Which was
Picture phone, probably. at
picture
one
phone,
point.
which is what we always wanted. And now we have it with Zoom, we have it with Facebook.
And we don't
Live.
think twice about it.
Well, we do think twice when we don't want to be seen. We do think twice, but it can be used at any time. Yes, but now my thought was, do we need to have what essentially is a phone call for everybody to be in on? Do we need to have that? Because that's what we do here. This is just a phone call to catch up, and everybody, literally everybody in the world, can experience this phone call. Do they need to do that? Do we need to have them here?
No. Well,
to, to know about, hey, Alex fell again. Are they going to be typing that up on their gadgets? Alex fell again. How can we help him?
Well,
why do we do this? Why do we do this?
Well, this is just you and I.
Yes, but it involves the rest of the world.
Well, eventually.
And if the people who are watching this, and I know there are people watching this, on average, some 100 people watch this. Post your responses, because I'd like to know, what is it that you look for when you watch these things? I'm intrigued by that. I don't know. I don't understand what the voyeuristic thing on a phone call is.
Do you know the biggest numbers I get for stuff here? Let's say I'm on the air one night and something really screws up, and I'm trying to figure out how to solve it.
Oh, a technical issue.
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the numbers go off the charts.
Well, I know why.
People
Because
love to watch you fail.
Because you complain a lot about it. See, most people that do the broadcasting and that kind of thing, they kind of ignore it and make it look like nothing's going wrong. You jump right in. Something's wrong. How come this isn't working? And you've always done that. You're the only guy I've ever worked with in broadcasting that does that, and you jump right on it.
Well, because I've always been into technology, I guess.
Well, I think you don't want to pretend that there's nothing going on or that things don't break. I think that has a lot to do with it. That was my impression.
I don't like I would like it if nothing ever broke. But, for as wonderful as all this technology is, it's flawed.
Well, it has nothing to do with the technology. This is just the way of the universe. Everything has to undergo entropy. Things break down into simpler and simpler forms, and that's just the way it goes. There's nothing you can do about it.
My attitude is
the best things in the world.
Screw the universe.
Well, you can't do that.
Yeah, I guess
you have no power over the universe. Hey, even the Indians. I mean the nation of India. It took them 3 times to get onto the moon.
My newest theory, and I think you'll probably agree with this, is that nature, the nature of things, the weather, everything, nature is a sentient being, and it's finally getting even with us.
I don't go with the sentient part.
You don't?
No, I think there's something to nature, but I don't think that it's a sentient
I mean, do you
being.
think we underrate nature? We think we're better than nature. We're above nature.
I think a lot of us do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
are we?
not at all.
If nature says get the
That's part of it.
if nature says get the hell out of here, it burns down a Hawaiian island.
That's true.
You know,
Whatever
I mean,
happens, that's
everybody's going. And I feel sorry for the people over in Hawaii. You know, they're displaced from their homes. They lost loved ones and all of that. So let's get that out of the way. But the fact is that as people, you are infringing upon nature. If you weren't there, nature would simply grow grass again on the island there and have it go back to the way it was. It's nature's. It belongs to nature. And all of a sudden you're there and all the natural forces come along. They burn you out of your home and everybody goes, we. It's not yours.
But we also have a second and I think bigger problem in that we think we're bigger than nature, that we are grander than everything.
Oh, we tried to.
How did we let this happen? How did we let this happen to this village, to these people? We didn't let anything happen.
Yeah,
because that's the way things go.
But what happens is that we try to find ways to go around nature. You know, with science.
This is what I said about your technology. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Marjorie the other day finally said she's fed up with technology, and I had to agree with her. You know, because we don't use technology for good. You let human beings get a good piece of technology, and within 20 minutes they'll figure out something bad to do with it.
Well, that's just humanity.
Yeah, well then.
That doesn't mean technology is no good.
Well,
that's just humanity.
Yeah, but if the technology is there and it enables them to be bad.
Well, it can be used to be bad, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, I guess. But
technology is a great thing, and I think inherently,
yeah,
people are just not good. There are several things I say about every person, and people look at me strangely initially when I say this, and then they kind of back off. I say people are selfish, hypocritical, judgmental, liars.
Yes.
All of us, every one of them, have these four qualities. Selfish,
except me.
Judgmental, hypocritical, liars. All of us.
Except me.
Well, see.
Have I ever lied to you?
Yes, you have.
What do you mean? How have I lied to you?
Yes, you have.
When?
You told me once when in the beginning of our relationship that you didn't look through my mail when you clearly looked through my mail.
I didn't look through your mail.
Yes, you did. When I started producing your show, you used to go on my desk and take my mail and look through it. And you said you didn't. And I know you did.
No, I didn't look through your mail. If I was looking through your mails, that I was looking for mail for me.
But you just admitted it. If I was looking through your mail,
it's not like I looked through your mail and said, "Oh, I got to look at this. It's a letter from some girl here. Let me look at it."
Regardless, the point is,
I didn't open any of your mail.
We all have these four qualities.
Wait, what were the other three?
Selfish.
I'm not selfish.
We are all selfish. We all do things for ourselves, not to a great extent. A lot of the times, but
I'm actually not selfish at all. You know, I'm very
giving. Then that comes to my number 4, which is liars. so that's 2 of them I've taken care of. Yeah. Hypocritical. We're all hypocritical. We all say things and then do the reverse of what we said.
Really? Do I do that? Do I do that? Can you name a case where I've done that?
I don't have to name a case.
Well, yes, you do. You can't call me hypocritical if I'm not hypocritical.
If you want me to look at it through the history, then
yeah, you just froze.
Then I'm telling you, it is the truth. If you can sit there and say that if you can say that you don't have those 4 qualities, then you're not a human being. And I don't say anything positive or negative about those things. I simply say that those are things that are inherent in
Yeah, but
humanity.
you could say perhaps that people aren't hypocritical, aren't all those things, but
No, I can't.
no, but
People are those four
but
things.
on occasion they have been.
Yes,
Yeah.
which means they have those qualities. If you have done those things once, you have those qualities. And I will stick by what I've said. Every human being is selfish, hypocritical, judgmental, liar. Those four things.
Not me.
Okay. Number four, back on top.
No, I don't think I'm hypocritical. I hate hypocrisy, so I mean I fight it in myself. You know, I'm trying to think when have I been hypocritical? I'm trying to think of that.
We'll bring your wife in on the next meeting. I'm sure she can hand a list to you.
Oh, well, she'll hand you a list of all kinds of things.
Here's an incident. Here's an incident. Here's an incident.
Yeah.
Well, and why would you be upset by hearing that? Why would you be upset? There's nothing wrong with it. You know what pisses people off most when I say those four things. They say I'm not judgmental. I said, well, wait, that's impossible. I said, you live in a society that's based on judgment. You live on a society where you are called legally to judge other people. This is what our society does. So you can't say you're not judgmental. Everybody.
You're right. If you're on a jury, you're asked to be.
And we do it all the
judgmental.
time.
Yeah.
We do it all the time. Rate the best this. What's the ranking of that?
Isn't that a terrible thing, though? I just thought about it. You know, you're called for jury duty, and you got to go do it because if you don't do it, they'll arrest you, right?
They're supposed to.
Yeah, right. So they won't arrest you, and they'll arrest you. So you've got to go judge other people. And I got out of jury duty just by telling the judge I didn't want to be judgmental of a drug dealer. I said I felt that all drugs should be legal, and I don't see anything wrong that he's doing. Okay, and he said next, right? That was
Why would you want to get out of jury duty? Everybody says this to me. Oh, we got to get out of jury duty. If you can't get out of jury duty, you're an idiot.
Because I don't want to be judgmental of somebody else.
But you are.
But I don't want to be. I don't want to be forced to be.
Do you ever watch television?
Yeah.
You ever say, look at this idiot? Look at that idiot. I'm sure when you watch the news, you say it all the time, especially these days. Look at what an asshole that person is.
Yeah, what an asshole
That's
that
being judgmental.
Wait a minute, is this being judgmental? What an asshole that Giuliani is.
Yes.
That's being judgmental? Or is
Yes,
that
it
just
is.
making a correct assessment of another human being?
It's giving your judgment of another human being. There are other people, believe it or not, who say that guy is America's mayor and he's one of the greatest people to ever live. That's their judgment.
So that's being judgmental too.
Absolutely.
Judgmental can be positive.
Yes. If you don't think they're guilty, that's positive, right?
Yeah. Are you being judgmental when you see a woman and you go, boy, she's got great jugs?
Well, you're not a liar. Probably not a hypocrite. That may fall into selfishness also.
Why?
Yes, you're being judgmental.
I'm being judgmental.
There's something you want to grab about that. Not literally, maybe literally.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Because I'm a gentleman, by the way. I'm very much a gentleman.
Well, I don't know what the standards are now. Ever since you can grab them by the hoo-ha, yeah, I don't know what the standards are.
Well, you know, when we have a nation in which we have a man running for president who's got, 91 indictments against him or something like that?
Okay.
And they still love him?
Judgmental.
You know what he is? He's the equivalent of the woman who marries a guy who beats her all the time and then says, but I can change him.
No, I don't think he wants to change anything.
No, but they're saying about him, we can change him. He'll be better this time. He won't be a problem. Yeah.
You mean people who like him? People who vote for him?
Yeah.
I don't think they want to change him at all.
Really?
No.
Boy,
I think they like exactly how he is.
he's a terrible human being. What a terrible human being. But anyway, we can get to that on the next time we do this.
Maybe. That's a
Maybe.
tiresome subject.
Yeah, it is a tiresome subject. Whether I'm a hypocrite or not is not a tiresome subject. Are
No.
you a hypocrite?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, good.
Absolutely. I'll admit to all of
I
those
just
things.
wanted to make sure. Yeah,
How could I say that if I couldn't admit to it?
right. You're absolutely correct. Anyway, that guy there, that's Albert Reynoso, and we talk to him every now and then because
Philosopher
I
at
like
large.
I like talking to him. I like talking to him.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Yes, thank you, and say hello to Marjorie. for
I
me.
certainly will.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the great American broadcast network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And hello, everybody. How are you? What's happening? Let me see here. Let me just turn a few things down here. I can't even see where it is now. Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway, let me see here. Where am I? Oh, I don't know. I want to go up here. Is where I want to go. That's the transition I want to make. Okay, there we go. Hey, there's nobody calling, which means I could probably give up on this early. I guess. There's nobody. Absolutely zilcho. I wish I could show you the screen here, and you would see that it was 0. Because I went to a lot of trouble here, folks. A lot of trouble to get this show on tonight. My lights went out during while Reynoso was on, so I had to set that up. My camera is kind of jittery tonight, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. I had to work all day trying to correct the situation with our on-demand, which it turns out now was a problem with GoDaddy, which they haven't fixed yet, so I have to do a workaround on it. And I wonder, why am I doing this? You know, what's the reason? Why am I going ahead with this whole project? You know. So anyway, I hope I don't look too shaky. And you know, who knows what? Oh, well, here we got somebody here.
They'll be. Yeah, I'm nobody.
Huh?
Sarcasm, just another surface I offer.
Oh, okay. All right. Here comes.
Anyhow, how are you doing?
Yeah, here comes.
You don't look jittery.
I don't look jittery.
No. Your lighting looks good. Everything looks good. You're good.
I guess it's good. The lighting went out on me. So
Yeah.
you know that was one of the problems. I had all kinds of technical problems and crap like that, and I just say to myself, you know, is it worth it anymore? You know, is it worth it? I mean, you know, it's worth. I mean, Jeff's a nice guy, and Brian's a great guy, and well, Alan is. The verdict is out on Alan, but you know,
Alan's a guy. Alan's a guy.
Well, actually, he is a kind of a sweet guy, but doesn't want to admit it. I mean, he sent me a cane, you know, and then it turned out it wasn't just, it was a good cane too. It was not not the wooden ones that you beat people over the head with. It's one of those, what do you call them? They're kind of like aluminum.
Adjustable aluminum.
And the handle is, it's kind of it's like a grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Foam padded.
and varying heights and so on. And I figured, oh, well, that's very nice of him, you know. And then the leg got worse and worse and worse. And finally, I needed it to get to the doctor. You know, I wrote you and I said, thank you very much. It was a lifesaver. So, you know, I got to thank you for that, you know. So.
You're welcome.
What the hell is
Brian's going to send you a DeLorean.
that? Uh-huh.
I was going to send you the other cane.
The other cane, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I mean, that was really, boy, did I need it. You know, and I probably still do, to be honest with you.
Don't you guys have those drive-around wheelchairs, battery-powered, Brian, that you could send him?
No, he's not going to send me one of those.
No, we don't have those.
You know, No.
Brian went
Well, my
dark?
problem is I have neuropathy, and I have it's peripheral neuropathy, and it's getting worse, and so my walking is not as good as it used to be. You know, it's a little on the weak side. So, you know, who knows? James Lee, I think that's the James Lee. I imagine it's the James Lee. If it's not, I'm ready to go immediately to my face here. It is James Lee. Hello, James. How are you out in Hawaii? Hello, James.
How you doing, Mr. Bennett? How you doing, sir?
Had a little excitement out there in Hawaii, huh?
Oh, the roaches are still flying. So are the termites.
Yeah.
And the sticky crap. Hey, you know, I got to have the pest control people over here and tent the house again.
Yeah, really?
Otherwise, you don't have a house.
No, I don't have the pride of home ownership.
Oh, hey, you got that fancy apartment there in Harlem.
Yeah.
New York.
Laugh, laugh, laugh. What was it? Brian Neary entered the waiting room? Wait a minute. Why? Oh, I think he probably did the other thing here. Hold on a second. We'll get him.
James, what does it cost to tent the house there?
About 3 big ones.
Well, that's only $5,000 cheaper than here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So
yeah.
Then you got to power wash the walls when they're all done too. Got to get all that green mold off. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, could I add though that you don't have the same problem that James Lee has, in that he has huge bugs. I mean, huge bugs.
Yeah, you eat them, don't you? In Hawaii,
we got flying cockroaches. Even the termites fly, and they're so small they come right through the screen.
Yeah.
And you can see the sawdust along the windowsill, so you know you're infested.
Now,
I'll visit.
Here's what happened. A couple of weeks ago, Lanai burned to the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lahaina. It's Lahaina.
Lahaina, excuse me.
Okay.
Now, what island is that on again?
It's on Maui. They're 90 miles due north of us on the Big Island.
Right.
There are issues there. There's a lot of relief going on, and governmental help, and all that FEMA stuff and all that good stuff going on.
But here's what I'm saying.
But hey, this is paradise tax. You got to deal with all these problems in the tropics. Paradise tax.
But something like that happened, right? I'll bet you got calls from friends saying, "Are you okay?"
No, not really. Most of my friends are dead.
Oh.
That's old fogies,
Wrong island.
Yeah,
most
of my Italian American, Irish American friends that I grew up with in San Francisco in the 1960s, they're gone. Most of those guys, they didn't make it to age 75.
Really?
Hey, they were young and tall, 6-footers, but when they hit age 50, all that pasta and all that vino and all that Marina Yacht Club crap and those white Mercedes, then the doctors tell them they got 4th-stage liver cancer. Adios. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I don't go to high school reunions because who do I see? I see widows and divorcees. That's it. Because the women outlive the guys. There are hardly any men at my reunion anymore. They're all gone.
Really?
Or they're in nursing homes, assisted care living.
I guess,
hey,
guys,
you're doing good, Mr. Bennett. You're doing good. You're ambulatory. Hey, I heard your discussion with Mr. Reynoso. Hey, getting old is a bitch. We all know that,
Boy, he's laughing at it. I'm not laughing at it.
I think the golden years are long gone.
The golden years are a bunch of crap.
Yeah, it is. It is a bunch of crap.
Well, I mean, there was this thing I saw. I mentioned this before. Of I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Sean Connery. They were doing the AFI tribute to, and he got up and he said, "In the immortal words of a friend of mine, he's 82 years old." And I said to him, so how do you feel? He says, well, listen, the one thing I can tell you is life is great, but when you get to be 80, it's shit. So, I mean, that pretty well sums it up,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's not easy getting older, How old are you, James?
I'm 80.
You're 80. Okay, so you're
getting medical care out here is a problem because Doctors are short. I got to fly to Honolulu for a root canal. We only have a population of 200,000 on this island, not enough to support a real general hospital. The MRIs or CT scans, they only got 2 machines, and when they're down, you're screwed. So you got to fly to Honolulu. Like I said.
Now, you're on what island? You're on what island?
I'm on Hawaii, the Big Island.
You're on the Big
Hawaii.
Island. Yeah.
Remember that there are 8 islands in the state of Hawaii. The 9th island is Las Vegas. Because 50% of the people here all have homes in Vegas.
Now, which island was the island with the what do you call it? The leprosy leper colony?
Oh, Molokai.
Yeah.
Molokai. And the Naval Ordnance Exposure Island, which has all 105 millimeter artillery shells and all that crap, off of Nahalu, which the native folks are trying to reclaim from the military. They got to pull out all the mines and explosives. That was used for a firing range, World War II.
Yeah. When did you move to Hawaii?
13 years ago. We got out of California in 2010. I got the hell out.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry Brown was just too much, and as you know, Hawaii has no state income tax on government pensions. No state income tax on government pensions. City of San Francisco, United States Army, Air Force, New York City librarians, NYU, any public facility, Michigan State, LA County, not just police or fire, anybody that worked for the government, water districts, Iowa Water District, no state income tax.
Wow. Well, that's good.
That's why our roads are so screwed up here.
But wait a minute. You said to me something like when I have to go get a root canal, I have to take a lift car down to the dentist. Okay, you have to take an airplane to go get a root canal.
Yep, plan it out in advance. Spend $150, $200 to a round trip flight to Honolulu. Outpatient, take Uber up to the dental office.
Now wait a minute. Will the dentist? But wait a minute. You can't do, or most dentists won't do a root canal in one sitting.
The ones over here will do it.
Oh, really?
They stick that wire in and start twisting away, man. They start torquing around. They get down to the back of that tooth and they just hang in there, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want you to have to keep going back for 5 more visits.
Hey, if you're on chemotherapy, they got to fly you to Honolulu too for radiation treatments. We don't have good radiation treatments here on this island.
Wow.
We have people on chemotherapy that fly, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 8 o'clock flight. It's a 6:30 flight going out of Hilo, going into Honolulu, getting in there around 7:30.
So most of the flights going between the Big Island and Oahu are, for all intents and purposes, airlifts for sick people.
Fogies, and also doctors coming in during the day.
Wow.
And nurses coming in because they don't like to stay on this island.
Why doesn't somebody say on the Big Island, hey, it's time we built a hospital here?
Well, hey, you only got 200,000 people here. We got 8 high schools. We need government handouts. We have to have the government handouts.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wasn't this place referred to as paradise?
Yeah, it is paradise. It's called the Paradise Tax.
For business.
The Paradise Tax. That's why a can of Campbell's soup is $3 at Long's. It's got to be shipped in, man. And oranges, oranges are on sale for $2.99 a pound.
Listen to that! Listen to that laugh! Listen to that laugh!
That's why we all eat canned goods. That's why we don't like canned goods. And all that shitty spam.
What did you say, Jeff?
I said he's a character.
He's a character. Yeah.
He's a riot.
Yeah.
Retired but not dead.
Well, I think some of it is he's moved over to the Big Island, lived in Hawaii for 15 years, and after a while you get a little loopy.
Yeah, you smell a lot of marijuana. That gets to you. That's true.
It's
cheap.
We got the best stuff over here. No doubt about it.
Really?
And everybody's token. It's incredible. You're allowed 4 plants to a household.
Yeah.
Well, I got a shirt with 2 pair of plants. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's my joke for tonight.
You're picking up your jokes from Alan again.
Still better timing than Alan.
Yeah, you see the jungle behind me?
Mm-hmm.
All that jungle behind me. That's only about 2 weeks growth. I'm gonna have a guy come in and chop it down because stuff grows so damn fast.
So what happens is the jungle really is trying to get you. Is what it's trying to do between the bugs and the growth.
The rats will get in the wheel wells of your car and chew off your ignition wires.
Wow.
That's why Teslas have problems over here.
Sounds like paradise to me.
Yeah, it really is paradise, isn't it?
Well, Honolulu, you stay in those fancy $400 a night hotels. We love you.
Listen, by the way, folks, you want the report for tonight? Let's see here. Because Marjorie was getting some of these today, and they were just horrendous. I've got this program. It's called Citizen, and it tells me what kind of activity criminally is happening in my neighborhood. Let's see here. Police responding to a 911 report of a person with what? A person who may be needed of assistance. Incident. There's nothing here really. Man damaging cars with a bat. Oh. That's happening a couple of blocks away.
Well, you don't have a car, so you're okay.
A child has been hit by a vehicle. EMS are responding. Pedestrian struck by a vehicle. And let's see here. What else we got? Report of a man armed with a knife and a brick. That's all in my neighborhood, folks.
That's a block's worth of call-outs if you're in Connecticut.
Yeah. Anyway, so what have we got to talk about? What do they politically? Do they talk about Trump much in Hawaii?
We don't really deal. Remember, Hawaii's all about family, and it's all about family, and it's who's your uncle, who's your aunt. That's who you vote for.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever they're liberal or conservative. And Hawaiian politics, as we're fantastic with corruption. The Honolulu police chief is going to jail. The head, one of the prosecuting attorneys, his wife, she's going to jail. But they won't go to, they won't stay in prison very long.
Let me ask you this question though: is Hawaii conservative or liberal?
It's hard to say. We have a lot of Church of the Latter-day Saints folks here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Baptists from the Samoa area,
mm-hmm.
and LGS is really big. Church, the Mormon church group, and we have a lot of fundamentalists here,
mm-hmm.
and it's a big mixture out here. But it is fairly conservative because it's all about family.
Yeah.
And that's why folks stay on these islands. The young people, of course, have to leave with a college degree because there's no real work here. They have to go to New York. Hey, go to your San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, whatever, because there's no high tech here.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to stay here, even if you want to work at Walmart, who's your auntie? Who's your uncle? You want to get a job with the military? What did your dad do? You come from a good family. They always ask, what high school did you go to? That tells everybody your social status. Was it a parochial school? Was it a public school? Was it a private school? That tells everybody everything about you.
Really? Wow.
That's why, and of course, with the Japanese American situation, the character here, there's no direct question or direct answer. You have to basically speak indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't put a person in an awkward situation that's going to say no.
I've never asked you, Brian. You're down in where are you again? You're
San Jose.
You're San Jose, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How are the politics in your neighborhood, or do you just not talk about them?
It's not talked about.
Really? Because if you did, it'd be what?
No, I mean, you don't see any Trump flags or anything around here. Kevin's area, you start seeing these people going out on 101 where there's a lot of traffic, so they're trying to, get everybody all hyped up. But around here, I never see any signs or anything.
How about
nothing in Fremont either?
Yeah.
Kevin, how about in your neighborhood? Is it that bad? Not Kevin. Excuse me, Alan.
Oh, no. Kevin, if you get out of the greater Bay Area, it turns all red. It's all conservatives.
Yeah, Lodi. I see
Oh,
big trucks with the big flags, and then when we go up to Lake Don Pedro for 4th of July a couple years ago, yeah, these guys just proudly slowing their boat down in front of everybody going into the lagoon area with all the F Biden and Trump 2024 flags.
Why is it, what's so terrible is I can't remember a time where there was so much hate for the other person, for the other candidate. I mean, you could not like Biden, but you didn't have a sticker that said "fuck Biden."
Right.
I mean, even in my worst days, I should have had one that said "fuck Nixon," but I never did. I mean, it's just we're so hateful now. It's just terrible.
Trump announced on Fox News the other day that he came up with the slogan "Make America Great." Didn't Reagan come up with that?
Yes, in fact, it wasn't just "Make America Great"; it was "Make America Great Again."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was full MAGA. He said that he came up with it. He's out of his mind. Well,
somebody asked him where he got it from, and he said, "I made it up because it's true with me."
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, okay. Hey, thanks for calling. It's good having you here tonight. Yeah.
Good to you all look healthy, and hey, we may be retired, but we're not dead.
Well, we've missed you, and we've missed your laugh.
We'll see ya. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Okay.
I guess on the Big Island you only get 10 minutes of internet per month.
He's gonna. Is he? Oh, there he goes. Okay. Well, here's the four of us. Okay. So what do you?
It just. I mean, I've never seen a "I'm right and you're wrong" as much as we have these last 8 years or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where before it was, well, no, I'm right, and we'll see who wins the vote, and those type of things, but never like, no, I'm right and you're wrong, and these are why you're wrong because you're an idiot, and all this, list of stuff.
I think if I had my way of coming up with a reason why this exists now, I think it's the television news outlets that have created this bad, negative environment in America. Because they've taken a position of this channel does this and everybody else is wrong. All right?
But I think Trump is a lot to blame. He's got the Nazi party back and white power back and the Proud Boys. Who ever heard of the Proud Boys before Trump?
I don't think Trump heard of the Proud Boys before Trump.
Right. Well, there you go. So,
No, but I mean, I just find it kind of amazing that I think that it's definitely all the news operations, and I'm not going to single out any particular one, because you go over to MSNBC and they're talking smack about the other guy.
Good thing he's not going to single out one. I said it's a good thing you're not going to single out one.
Well, no, I mean, I'll single out the one that I would probably agree with. Okay. All right. But it's
CNN did a poll yesterday, and Trump will get all the delegates in California, all the Republican delegates. That'll be really good for him. Not good for us, but.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about who's going to get what in the primaries and so on, you're talking about Republicans voting a Republican slate, okay? And nobody else has really got a chance because Trump has sucked all the oxygen out of the room.
Yep.
And it's, I don't know. It's just amazing to me that anybody finds Trump a good idea. Go figure.
Me too. It amazes me too.
Yeah. So,
But a lot of people who used to be totally for Trump, they kind of say, well, we're not that sure anymore. I hear that story.
Well, yeah, but they can say that.
Tomorrow will be better than today.
What is that?
Sorry.
Brian's girlfriend calling him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
CNN had an interesting poll. They were talking to Carvel, and they said the better the economy is doing is a fact, and even with that, Biden's ratings are going down.
I saw
And
this.
they're trying to attribute that to that people still don't think their voice is being heard, even though the economy is doing better. It's not where people expect it or want it to be. It's still an issue, so they want to still push that and say Biden's not doing a good job.
Phil says the economy's doing horrible because in the Bay Area we're paying $5.50 a gallon for gas, and I said before COVID we were paying $4.50 or $5. So, well, it's not much different. And Trump was.
Well, I brought this up last night, and I'll bring it up again. These people who go, oh, Trump was the greatest president ever. He got more things done when he was president than anybody. And I'm thinking,
Bullshit.
Name something.
Yeah.
Name anything that he might. Maybe
even the first 2 years when he had total control, he had the House and the Senate were all Republican. He couldn't get the wall built. He couldn't stop the Affordable Care Act. He couldn't do a lot of things.
Yeah, but he couldn't do anything. And he didn't do anything. And then when I say, the next thing you could ask them is, well, he's running for president again. What's he for and what's he against? No. And I defy any of those people to tell me what he's for or against. Because when he gives a speech out on the stump, what's he talking about? Himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's not talking about what he's going to do for the country and how he's going to improve the economy and what he's going to do about China and blah, blah, blah. There's none of that. You never hear that in any of his speeches.
He's a legend in his own mind.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. It's a terrible time in which we live.
Yep.
And I'm a little loopy lately, and maybe I'll get loopier and won't have to pay attention to any of this crap. Maybe God's great gift is Alzheimer's or something like that.
For Trump, yeah.
Because just having to deal with this news every day, and Marjorie, as I say, she's addicted to the goddamn thing. She claims she isn't. She claims she watches other stuff. Yeah, well, right now she's watching tennis. Okay? Yeah. But otherwise, if there wasn't tennis, there she is. She's watching this news show, that news show, and it's all the same message over and over again. And every hour, it's the same subject. And it's all Trump, 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 Trump. Well, maybe if they'd start talking about the other people who are running, maybe they'd have half a chance. But nobody is. So.
Yeah, I just remember when Biden got elected, we thought there's no way he's going to run 4 years from now.
Well, I think he's doing a great disservice. Okay? I think that it is a great disservice, and that's it, plain and simple.
I think you should step aside and let somebody else run.
But nobody's doing that. What's his name? Mitch McConnell? All these people, right? Is it Mr. Right? And then Dianne Feinstein. All these people are sitting there just dying. They're going to hold out until they die on every position these people are holding.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest thing, which is an ad for Disney's movie Frozen? And they've got all the main characters there, like Elsa and her sister, and the snowman and all of that. And in the middle, standing up, is Mitch McConnell.
Speechless, I'm sure.
The second time, these people around him, they come up to him and they're like right there, and the doctor clears them, says everything's okay, and I'm like, this guy's gonna just die and collapse.
Well, look, I'm sure it's okay in that he probably is capable of doing day-to-day things. Okay, but this freezing up has got to be something to be attended to. And it may be as a result of the fall that he took.
Probably.
You know, and it could be that it's nothing that's going to prevent him from continuing his job. But then he's going to turn around and run again.
Oh,
You know,
I don't
and
think
there people are saying Dianne Feinstein is thinking of running again.
I love her aide. Just vote yes. Yes.
I mean, come on. You know, give up at a certain point. And what I feel that Biden has done that is terrible to us is Biden shouldn't be running. He's not doing anybody any favors. Okay? And I'm one to say, okay, so he's older. That's not the reason why. It's that there's the perception and all of that, you know? And there's a certain point in your career where you quit, you stop, you say, hey, I've done my service to the country. But these guys just keep going. I mean, how many 85-year-olds?
It's hard to give up the power.
Is it the power that's hard to give up, or is it just the spotlight?
Maybe.
You know? There are people who stay in show business too long.
I mean, I was just gonna say, here you are at 82 years old.
83
years old. I'm getting old and forgetful. 83 years old, and you're still doing a podcast. And Monday, the only day you miss is the weekend and Tuesday, and it's successful.
It's not successful.
To me,
Look at it. There are three other people besides me here. This is an utter
yeah, but we're
failure.
the important
It's
people.
an utter failure. What?
No, there's 44 people watching right now. That's like a record this year.
Yeah, and Phil's not even on.
Oh, 46 now, I see.
Yeah,
Wow, see?
that's because they heard Jeff was going to start dancing.
Well, I think they just like a show that's chatty. You know?
Yeah,
Look, I quit and gave up my so-called job.
You had a stroke, for crying out loud.
Well, I know, you know. I didn't tell anybody that at that time.
What? You didn't tell anybody? Wait. You didn't tell anybody you had a stroke at work?
No, not well. Of course they did. But I'm talking about I talk to my customers and stuff, and I try to fake it.
Really?
And I got other people to do some of the jobs that were different.
I heard some of your assistants said, Jeff, you're drooling on the paperwork. Oh, sorry.
I said, oh, well, please wipe my face or something.
Yeah.
Wait, go. Can we go back? So, Jeff,
No, just
were you
just
working?
is it-
Were you working
get
when
to
you
a
had-
time when you're tired of whatever you're doing, and you got to leave. Okay. Some people are lucky that they can leave at the right time.
Yeah, well, some people have to know when it's time to leave the stage. I think I've overstayed my welcome, okay? I'm beginning to believe that. Please drag me off the stage, will you, when I'm no longer... I know Charlie will. What's your T-shirt today, Charlie?
Oh, it's a Velociraptor. It's a dinosaur that studies the meaning of life.
Velociraptor. Oh, very good. And he's got his little like this.
He's pondering the wonders of the universe.
Velociraptor.
I thought maybe it was the Republican National Headquarters new symbol.
By the way, how's your heat down there? How's the heat down there, Charlie?
Well, I was talking the other day about how cool it got. It was 108 today when I got to the softball field. So.
You know, it has been, I got to tell you, it's been horrible here.
Got to be in the mid-90s there right now.
Today was terrible.
Today it was, and it's not, and it's the humidity, right? The humidity is just, I go on. We have two parts of the house, and when it's summer like this, we turn on the air conditioner in the bedroom, and that helps cool the back end of the house, right? We open the door, we have a little swinging door that we can close during the summer, and we close it, and I go out there to do something like eat dinner or whatever, and you hit the humidity, and it is just, I can't tell you how terrible it is, you know? This has been a very hot summer.
Well,
Very
air
hot
conditioners pull moisture out of the air, but you can get, if you don't want a air conditioner room, you can get a dehumidifier that you can roll around and a few $100s.
Yeah, but you know the trouble with dehumidifiers? They take too much work because you got to empty the water out of them after a while.
That's what Tony Magno's for.
Yeah. Tony.
Yeah, but you can put the little scent drops in there. So like Adrian has one, and we had a little like sleepover night in her room, and we had the humidifier with the eucalyptus, and it smelled like eucalyptus.
Oh, but he's trying to get rid of the humidity. You said humidifier.
Well, now what happens in a room if you go out and you have in one part of the room a humidifier, and the other part of the room a dehumidifier?
I think they called that a Republican.
Does it rain in the middle of the room or something? Or?
Should.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tony, is that background where you had wallpaper before?
Now I'm in the basement with like 20,000 comic books all around.
Oh, wow.
Alex, I can do tennis. They made me.
What's it? What?
How come you don't send me any
What'd
of
you
the
say?
good comic books that are worth something?
Wait. What'd you say, Tony?
I got good tenants upstairs. They're nice. They're a nice couple. So
they
made cookies the other day, so they gave them to me and my brother.
You're renting the upper part of the house out now?
Yeah.
Huh?
My mother's probably gonna haunt them. Yeah. Yeah, upstairs is rented, so I'm in the basement now.
So you're back in the basement again.
They're nice. I'm in the basement with 20,000.
Wait.
Oh my God, your Wi-Fi's terrible down there.
Yeah.
Your Wi-Fi is terrible down there.
Your Wi-Fi is terrible down there. Yeah, your Wi-Fi is terrible down there, Tony.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we
Hold
can hear you.
on, let me check my router. It's over here.
Oh, now you disappeared. That's a magic trick.
I disappeared.
Poof. So now he doesn't have the rest of the house to live in anymore?
Exactly. Getting closer to the curb, Alex.
That's the richest guy. He's the richest guy.
I'm getting close. Did you hear him? I'm getting closer to the curb.
I heard you in the beginning of the show. Alex, when are they going to retire? I was listening last night. You made a good point last night. You were talking about Trump and how they're... I know you guys want him to go to jail. I get it. But we don't want to have a rush to trial, do we? I mean, let the jury decide.
Oh, I want to rush to trial.
I do. I want to see him in jumpsuit. I want to give it to you.
Fast as possible. I want the outcome of this is the death penalty. Okay, and I'm very much against the death penalty.
Not for the death penalty.
I'm not for the. I'm very much against the death penalty, but where Donald Trump's concerned,
No, I'm reading a book on Al Capone. He's making him look pretty good.
In this country, you're afforded a speedy trial. A lot of attorneys put it off, waive that, and try and get length so they can build up the case and stuff. So we'll see what happens with Trump.
Well, they feel if they stall long enough, one thing and another, and so on and so forth. But
he's already called the judge, his attorney, in Georgia, already called the judge a racist, and she's a black woman.
Well, let me ask you about sentences a second. We in the last couple of days have had a couple of sentences handed down to like the Proud Boys and so on that were very high. I mean, 22 years was one of them?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, is that the right amount of penalty for what they did? It's not that I'm sympathetic towards them, but I just think we get a little too loosey-goosey with the sentences that we hand down, and we're handing them down at a time when there's a sympathy going on, is the best way I can put it. There's a mental state of people going, yeah, let's go get them. That was a terrible time. Let's give them those. If they had waited and held it off for like 2 or 3 years, would they have gotten a lesser sentence?
I hope not.
No, but I think they would have.
They were offered lesser sentences to plea bargain, and there's actually something in the news today or yesterday that said a lot of them were offered between 5 and 8 years, and they decided to go to trial. And they went to trial, and now they're getting 20 years.
And this is federal time, which means they're not going to get that much time off for good behavior.
I don't think so. I think you're right.
You know, if it were a state charge or something like that, and they give you 22 years, you're ready for parole in 5 or something like that. You know. Yes.
You know what's funny? You said that, Alex, with the jail time. I was watching an old documentary. It was on the drugs in the '60s, and they were actually giving these guys 7, 8 years for pot for selling, and now it's legal. And you would think 7 years. That's your error. Isn't that a little long for selling like pot?
Well, years ago, my friend Abby Hoffman got busted with cocaine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and he then took off and disappeared. Okay, and he disappeared for like 5, 8 years, something like that. I think it was like 8 years. And when I finally met up with him, I said, "Why did you run from the law?" He says, "Well, I'm going to turn myself in because it's time." And I said, "Well, why did you run?" And he said, "If I had gone to trial then because of the hue and cry about me and about drugs at that time, they would have put me away for 20 years." He said,
right.
And what he did is he came back, gave himself up, and took a year in jail. Okay, times had changed enough. Times changed enough that the amount of time he had to spend was down. Yes, Alan.
So we came up with a proposition here a couple of years ago. Proposition 57, doesn't matter the number, but what they're doing is a lot of people that were convicted of possession of marijuana, they're vacating their charges and letting them go free.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is that he felt if he went away for a certain amount of time and then came back,
I understand.
The desire to see him spend a lot of jail time would be far less. And he was right. He was absolutely right. He got a total of a year in jail.
When I was a cop, you got stopped in your car and we found a joint in the car. You're guaranteed 20 years in prison for a joint.
Yeah, I remember back in the 70s and 80s, people getting 20 years.
Yeah, well, I started in the 80s, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a big crime to have marijuana in the car.
But, so, I mean, all I'm saying is that right now we all want to see these guys get a lot of time for what they did in that insurrection at the Capitol. But the question is that really a 22-year crime?
I think it's longer.
I think why do you think it's longer?
Because of what they planned to kill Mike Pence, to kill the vice president. They built a gallows.
That wasn't. Now there you're wrong. Did you see those gallows?
They
couldn't hang a piece of pot roast from there.
I mean, they were crazy. I mean,
I'm sorry, people were armed. They had guns and knives and stuff, and they could have done serious damage to Congress.
Absolutely, but they didn't. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, they couldn't. They couldn't do it.
Oh, they got into the chamber, Jeff. How come
they were sitting in the House of Representatives.
You don't need a gun to kill somebody.
Well, also these people, if they were really guilty of anything, it was total incompetence.
Well, it's certainly trespassing at a minimum.
Well, no, they were living with a thought that, hey, we can do this. That we can pull this off.
Trump will back us.
Oh, well, that's the other part. You know something? I don't know why anybody befriends Trump. This guy will not stand behind you. Do you know that Rudy Giuliani literally begged him before he left office to pardon him for any future crimes?
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't know that.
And he wouldn't do it. If he had done it, he wouldn't. And he's not taking care of Giuliani's legal fees.
No.
No.
Rudy's in trouble. He's totally a bomb.
So why, if you're Rudy, wouldn't you turn on Trump? Because he's not.
He's got to have dirt on this guy.
No, but he's not. But he's not protecting. He's not standing by anybody.
No, I don't.
Oh, but what
he's
about
not a loyal mobster, really?
What about the limo driver?
I mean, you think somehow, let's help this guy out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's shit out of luck. That guy, forget it.
Yeah. What were you
What
going to
about, what about the guy moving all the documents
These
around?
guys,
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to pay for his lawyer fees?
Yeah.
Well, if he's
He might.
not, I would turn tail and tell
Yeah.
on Trump. You know, I mean, but he has no loyalty towards anybody.
No.
And so
Yeah,
where
crazy.
he gets this loyalty, I have no idea. Why was Mark Meadows the way he was, and why was Giuliani the way he was, and why were all these other people the way they were when they knew damn well that he wouldn't stand by them?
Well, maybe they thought he would.
Yeah. Yes, Tony.
Can it be? I know this is a total stretch, but can it be that they were so like, you know, those like the gurus, like say Jim Jones and these other people who have this power, like almost like, can you think they're a guru, like they believe everything?
No, I don't think so. I think most of them thought he was full of crap.
I like the way Tony's freezing up. It's cute.
Yeah, Tony's freezing up again. You know something? Well, you got to do something about
his whole career way. What it was.
Wait a minute. Tony, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear.
Okay.
I can hear.
You're breaking up a lot today. And that's because in the basement you're not getting a good Wi-Fi signal.
Should I move my computer over
Here's
there?
what you do when you get some time. You find the router that came with your house, right? It's upstairs, right? The router.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but no.
You go get the router, and you take one of the lines. You've got those little probably have a couple of lines open in the back, and you run the wire down to the basement, and then you're going to have.
I was going to say I do have a router here. Hold on.
No,
I have another router here. Let me go to the other computer.
I don't want to see it.
No. That's a router for the Wi-Fi, Tony. I'm talking about your hardwired router.
Run an Ethernet cable from the Wi-Fi router to your computer.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi. Am I getting better?
No,
much better.
It's more.
Yeah.
Now you're sounding like we've actually gotten better reception from the moon.
It's a mess.
That we're
You
getting
take the
from
Trump
you.
for President flag off the top of your Wi-Fi.
No, here's
router.
what you do, Tony. Listen to me.
Yeah, I'm bad, Daddy. I got to do what you said then. Yeah.
Can you hear me? What you do is you just take one of the outputs out of the back of the router, not the Wi-Fi, the router, okay, and run it down into the basement with a long line of wire, which you
It's called an Ethernet cable.
And then we just lost him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Folks, to begin with, and this is I honestly believe this. I do not use Wi-Fi in this house. I do have Wi-Fi. I have it for the phone, and I have it for a few other things, but I don't use it
phone
for
and
anything
tablets.
like this. All this is hardwired into the Ethernet. So that, but if I were using Wi-Fi, it can freeze up, All you gotta do is have a intermittent signal in the house, for instance, and you're gonna have a problem, But look, we lost Tony completely.
My computer is ran just the way you told them. I got a Wi-Fi, a router that comes from Comcast, and on the back of it, it's got 4 Ethernet holes.
Yeah.
And one of them goes to my this computer that I'm on right now.
One of them goes to the signal coming into your house,
Right.
and then those ports on the back. And there are usually about 4 of them. Are each used to go to various and sundry subjects. What I do is I have like these intermittent, things that I plug it into, and then there are 4 more, and I got them all over the house.
Extender.
But extenders. But I'm not. It's not an extender really. It's plugged into the wall, and you put your
those things.
and then there are 4 more outputs out of the back of that, and then I got them going to another one with 4 more outputs.
My Wi-Fi goes through 6 walls into my garage and 100 feet away from this thing, and I get perfect Wi-Fi.
I forget what do we call them? I forget what you call them now. See,
extenders. I think you're
no,
right.
they're not
Wi-Fi.
extenders. An extender is something that will take a
You plug
Wi-Fi
into
signal
the wall
and
and it extends your
No, then you get 4 more ports out the back
Okay.
off of one output. You know, so really I've got those all over the house, so that there's always a strong signal going to everything.
Wow.
And like my TV set in the other room is not
Right.
hooked to a Wi-Fi; it's hooked to the a wire that goes all the way from here into the bedroom. But you know, I years ago when I was doing TV, we found you could either do one of two things when you were doing TV. You could have a microphone that was a wireless microphone, or you could have a microphone that was a wired microphone. And we always preferred a wired microphone because you know with a wireless microphone, what's that signal? I have some signal coming in. It's a baseball game. You know, so that's where I learned that lesson.
Tony's very technical. He just sent me a text. I'll check my router. I think my FiOS, F-I-O-S, is down. Never heard of a FiOS?
No, FiOS. No,
FiOS is their Wi-Fi.
I have FiOS here. It's what I.
It's the name of an internet company.
It's Verizon. It's Verizon.
Oh.
Yeah, and FiOS is. I don't know if they call the internet system FiOS. I believe so. What does it say on my router? Probably says, oh yeah, no, that's FiOS. Yeah. Yeah. So I have FiOS, you know, and it's what it is. It's a what do you call it? Optical fiber.
Fiber optic. Yep.
Well, or optical fiber, one or the other, one of the two. Okay. Yeah. But anyways,
John Renshaw on the chat says Tony's mom's wallpaper was great for bouncing Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta tell him when he comes back on. If you left the wallpaper up, you'd get good Wi-Fi.
Put it back up, Tony.
Yeah, that's very funny. Very good. Thank you, John Redshaw. That's a very funny comment. I don't really look at the chat that much, mainly because I'm doing the show and I don't have time to follow it and go, oh, let me see, what are people saying? You know. But it's nice of you people who do chat with each other. Although it's only John Redshaw chatting with himself, it looks like, tonight.
It used to be Charlie every day. The death toll is...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Charlie was in there. And Charlie, all of you could write in right now if you want to. You know. Anyway, there's more coffee, folks. I need it. Well, I've only got about 5 minutes left here.
I got right here.
Oh, right on. Hurricane Lee rapidly intensifies into a Category 5 storm.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
Heading for South Florida.
What happened tonight? Now, Coco Gauff, who is this female tennis player, black female tennis player, who is a teenager, tonight wound up, she's going to the finals of the U.S. Open. In the women's tournament,
That's
right?
Great.
It's great. But there was some kind of 40-minute protest that went on at the U.S. Open tonight that prevented them from playing for about 40 minutes. And I'd like to know what that little kerfuffle was about. You know? But congratulations.
I'll see my son tomorrow.
Huh?
My son watches all that stuff. So I'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, find out what that kerfuffle... Well, we'll know by tomorrow what the kerfuffle is all about. But there was a protest going on at the U.S. Open? I mean, come on.
They heard Tony Magno was in the house.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't follow tennis, so...
Hey, tell those jokes on Jack's show.
He loves them. Even Charlie laughs on Jack's show.
Yeah.
He loves them.
He's holding back. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's fine with me. But anyway.
His is a recording.
What?
Yeah, I try to listen to his sometime. I can't get it. I don't know why.
Get what?
Jack's show.
Well, you can't get it?
I guess Gabnet's the best way, right? But
yeah.
I downloaded Skype and go right to Skype.
I just want to listen. I don't want to go on it.
No, well, also there's a you can click on Gabnet, on the Gabnet page. You can click on that little thing that says Great American Broadcast, the big white thing. Just click on that, and that'll give you the audio from his show, without having to go there. I guess other ways you can do it. But it's not going out in very many other places. But that's how you can.
You know that? Do you have any idea with Skype the numbers of people that are actually listening?
With Skype?
Yeah.
No, they don't listen to Jack's show on Skype.
No. I mean, do you have any idea how many people listen to Jack's show while it's live or while after the show?
Well, during the show, I can tell. After the show, not as much. I have to go to a thing. I've other ways of finding out those numbers. Yeah.
I was just wondering how many people on an average listen to the show while it's live.
How many people listening to the program while it's on is not as important as how many people wind up listening to it eventually. Okay. Because, most of the podcast stuff is on demand. A lot of people don't say, oh, hey, it's 6 o'clock, it's time for, Alex, I got to go listen to it. So the fact that we're getting, almost 50 people tonight here is wonderful. It's terrific. But it's not, that's not the number we care about. We care about the aggregate number after everybody has listened over a period of time. So,
That's when the money starts rolling in?
Yeah, that's when the money starts rolling in. But
there's a customizer that I reference a lot about. He's 96 right now, and he has classes, and he hammers the metal and the class, and he's doing welding and all this other stuff. But that's why he stays so young. He keeps going to the car shows, dancing with the girls at night and all that stuff. And he's with this girlfriend now, this younger lady there's a lot of rumors that this, whatever they say is like, she's telling him to stop doing all this stuff and whatever. She's trying to take his money or something. But he's selling off all his property now. He has a big place, a big shop and everything. And he's selling that, and everybody thinks it's that girl. But that's what I say is keeps you young still, is because you keep doing this, even though it's not as big as before, or Live 105 and all that stuff. But I think that repetition and making you, get ready for the show, and I know you don't prep for the show, but, keep exercising like that. I think that's what keeps you going a lot. I just had a lady, she just quit. She was in her 70s, and then she went down to LA, and like 3 months later, she passed away. She said only her friends were at work. So that's why I think you got to keep doing this.
Well, I think it's important to keep doing it. Yeah. In fact, in spite of the fact that I'm exhausted most of the time, because it's late at night,
Yeah. I know. If it was at the time 3 hours later right now, midnight right now, I don't know how many times I would laugh. I'd be like Charlie right now.
Yeah.
I'd be exhausted. Yeah. I couldn't make it every night. I'm sorry.
You couldn't.
Hey, Charlie, people are still going. But what age groups are you umpiring?
Well, you have to be 18 years old, and there's no upper limit. So we have
adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they will let you, with your parents' approval, they'll let a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start playing the theme here, and we'll call it quits for tonight, because I'm exhausted, and I have to go to sleep. Anyway, no, I have to wait till Jack's off so that I can post the shows. Why I don't do it the next morning, I have no idea, but just call me a good guy. Hey, Alan, good seeing you here. So nice of you to join us tonight and not tell any jokes. We appreciate that. But, Jack will laugh at them, so go for it. Go for it. Jeff, always good seeing you here. There's a guy that stays healthy. Amazing. Yeah.
60 years old. Look how great he looks.
No, he's only 35.
Oh, 35, sorry.
Yeah. Brian, great to have you here, Brian. I consider you a great fan of mine, and I appreciate it. And of course, the same is true of Charlie Wallace down there in the heat and everything. And man, I'll just be. Is it hot longer this year than it usually is? Isn't it supposed to stop at the beginning of September and it's supposed to get cooler?
Well, it was much cooler last week, but then it heated up again.
I thought it was over with last week. Oh,
Yep.
Anyway, everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? And we'll say goodbye to our wonderful citizen panel who've been here all night tonight. And there'll be a new one forming over at Jack's show at Gabnet Live on Skype. So that'll be next over most of this same station. We certainly love having you guys here, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, you know what to do. Tell her I love her, okay? Good night, everybody.